this episode, we answer some holiday questions, share Christmas traditions, and play a holiday game of this or that. Today's December 22nd, 2022. This episode 524 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to a special episode of Main Street Magic. I'm your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey guys!
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic. If you've not done so already, head out to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join. And if you hit that subscribe button, we get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. And if you're getting ready to plan that next Disney or Universal vacation, looking to go on a cruise or pretty much travel anywhere else in the world, head to mainstmagictravel.com and fill out a form for a free quote. Our travel services are completely free to you. Merry Christmas, Rhonda.
Well, Merry Christmas, Jeremy.
Merry
Christmas Eve.
Oh,
Eve.
Don't go to all those Eves. That's a lot of Eves. We are recording from the road on our little mobile studio inside of our Camry, traveling down 95. Rhonda, where are we headed today?
We're headed to Universal, and then on Friday morning, when this episode comes out, we will be headed to Disney.
Woohoo! So this will be our very first Christmas, actually, at Disney. First away from our house in, I believe, over a decade. So
it's weird, but I'm excited.
Yeah, are you?
Yeah.
What are you most looking forward to? Is there anything specific?
The girls getting along.
The girls getting along? Well, you can't look forward to something you can't guarantee, can you?
True that.
Hopefully that is the case. So we're going to have just kind of a fun episode today, a little off the cuff. We did reach out to our social media and ask for some holiday-specific topics or questions, so we'll get to those. We're going to talk about some holiday traditions and then play a fun little holiday game of this or that. But before we get into that, I did want to talk about, if you got this email, I don't know if Rhonda got it, a holiday message from Mr. Bob Iger.
What?
They sent out, this is obviously a mass email, but this came from the desk of Bob Iger. Whether he wrote it or not, we don't know. I would like to think that he had a major part in this. And I'll go ahead and read the email. This originally went out to D23 members, and then it looks like it started going out to everybody else on a Disney mailing list. So it says, Dear Jeremy, as we approach the end of 2022, wanted to take a moment to express my gratitude to the biggest Disney fans in the world, all of you. Disney's fortunate to have the most devoted and enthusiastic fans, and I was reminded of this a few weeks ago when I visited Disneyland Resort and attended the Candlelight Processional. It was invigorating to be surrounded by so many guests who make what we do possible. We love your passion for our company and your enthusiasm for what we create, and we will continue to do our best to exceed your highest expectations. As you know, next year Disney will mark its 100th anniversary. We are immeasurably grateful to the generations of fans all around the globe who have invited our stories and characters into their lives. We look forward to celebrating the groundbreaking moments, the cherished memories, and the creative visionaries that made Disney the most beloved name in entertainment over the past century. During the coming year, D23 will launch a slate of exciting events to mark this historic milestone. Looking at all the opportunities ahead, I can honestly say there has never been a better time to be a Disney fan. It is an extraordinary privilege to lead this remarkable company again, and I'm so grateful for your continued passion for Disney. On behalf of all of us at the Walt Disney Company, I wish you a wonderful holiday season and a very happy and prosperous new year. Best, Bob Iger.
I'd like to think that was personally sent just to you.
Right? I would too. So,
that's amazing. It almost made me tear up.
Well, here's the thing, and here's what Scott Gustin, our buddy out on Twitter, who is a must-follow for all the latest Disney news, opinions, everything. He's outstanding. He literally put it perfectly, said, Disney CEO Bob Iger sent a holiday email to D23 members. Sure, it's a mass email, but this is what we can call an easy win. The fact that this idea was likely pitched and made into a reality is a good sign. More of this and less of the unfavorable language, please and thanks. And that's my whole thing, is we never saw an email like this from Chapek. And we've talked before about how, obviously Iger initiated a lot of the things that Chapek actually put a stamp of approval on and implemented, but there was a different feel within the company, from guests and fans to cast members to everyone involved. And this right here proves it.
Yeah.
Like how different it feels. And
wow.
I didn't see a single person on social media that I follow that said something like, well, that's dumb, who cares, it's a mass email. He probably didn't even, like, everybody was actually thankful that this email went out, and it kind of gives you the warm and fuzzies, right?
Yeah, sure does.
You said it did, so I just thought that was super cool, and really, really enjoyed that.
Yes.
All right, we're going to get into some holiday-related listener questions, and our first one is from Clayton Keating. Says, what are your favorite kinds of holiday decorations to look at, like blow-ups or colorful lights, light shows, Santa dolls, etc.? What are your favorite holiday decorations? And I'm guessing from like a home standpoint, obviously not within parks and stuff.
Right, and that's what I'm kind of trying to think about. And when we drive around our neighborhood on our golf cart, and I'm gonna say like all the lights and done well.
Yeah.
Like the blow-ups are cute and they're fun. In fact, I forgot to tell you, right down the street from us, I think they have the exact same blow-up as the elf that Drax carries around.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Because I was like, oh look, I think it's that elf. So anyways,
big skinny candy cane man.
Pretty much, yeah. It's super cute. Oh no, they don't. But the elf is cute, and it's a blow-up, and it's cute, and I like those. But I think I like more of those houses with the lights done just really well, where you look and you're like, oh my gosh, that's really good. Where you almost think it's like done professionally.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm a real big fan of like classic all white lights.
Really?
Like where everything is done out. Like there's a couple houses in our it's the classic Hallmark look. I feel like
that makes sense.
There's a couple houses in our neighborhood that have the perfect line of like the icicle lights going across the roof line, and then all the bushes are decorated, and there's white lights like spiraling up their palm trees, and I just think it's so classic and perfect. But yeah, I agree that I love when people just go all out. There's a collection of 6 houses in our neighborhood all in a row that took PVC tubes or whatever you call piping, and they created these archways going above the sidewalk, 6 houses in a row.
And rebarb.
Yeah, with put into the ground with rebarb and everything, and they decked them all out with lights. So you have this beautiful Christmas tunnel that you can walk through, and then each of their houses are really well decorated. One guy built from scratch, because I watched him do it in the mornings when I would go on my walks. He built like a train. Like it was incredible.
I found out yesterday that one of my clients is one of the houses.
Oh, really? Tell them they did amazing.
I did.
Oh, good, because I like those. And I love the ones that go all out and you see these synchronized light shows. You go online and you look up just look up synchronized light shows, and they'll do ones where they've got big full 10-foot trees that are erected in their front yard that have light faces on them, and they sing the song, and there's and they'll do ones to Metallica and stuff. And it's the only time I think you can take a song from Metallica and make it fit with Christmas, because it's part of this amazing light show, or Trans-Siberian Orchestra is a perfect one,
yeah.
So yeah, I love those. There is a house in our neighborhood also that I believe last count had 32 inflatables in their yard. And it's so ridiculously over the top that it's amazing. Any house that I think you go by several times and you're like, oh, I didn't notice that before.
Right.
So I love the all out displays. We go about halfway all out. We do a lot, but probably not going too crazy. I'd love to go crazy, but I think we're just getting too old for it, because that would involve getting on the roof and stuff, and I'm not doing that. Clayton also asked, what are some New Year's resolutions you all have? So, we don't technically in theory believe in New Year's resolutions.
Right.
We're more the type that just kind of think hey, here's something we want to do. Let's do it now. But there's not a better time to say, for people that don't believe in New Year's resolutions, I think we make them every year. Last year's was to eat better.
Yeah, and I just started to say, so this year will be a year since we have been doing our eating, our lifestyle change eating. That's what I was trying to say. And I really, really, it was funny because I will keep it. And I'm like, okay, it's Christmas season. We've had some cookies and we've had donuts in the salon. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to eat some, because come January, I'm going to be strict and get back to our complete lifestyle change eating, and I'm actually excited about it.
Yeah, me too. I think another one, and maybe this kicks it off this weekend, is kind of just more family-oriented time. I mean, this last year with the girls not being pass holders, we certainly got away from a lot of that because we were doing a lot of, you and I only travel to Disney. Now, obviously, they're not going to be pass holders again next year, but, maybe it's a time that we plan some trips to some other areas or more Universal or something, spend some more family time. But as always, I'd love some listener input and what your New Year's resolutions are.
Oh, yeah.
What type, because I think every year it's always, eat better, lose weight, exercise more, work harder. Like, I'd love to hear some kind of out of the box New Year's resolutions. That would be pretty cool. So please, once we post this out on social, let us know if you have any out of the box resolutions. So our friend Amy Fraser asked, what's your favorite Christmas song of all time? And which Christmas song holds the most special meaning to you? I know yours.
I feel like you do, but I'm now actually of all time is "Mary, Did You Know?"
Really? Okay.
Yes, and I feel like anybody can sing that song. It is
special
gorgeous. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm a mom now, and I'm gonna try not to cry. Oh my God. I mean, Mary has this child, and little does she know he's born, to save the world, and just I don't know, it's just super cool. Like, I love that song. It's my favorite. But yes, if I had to pick another one, Faith Hill is that awesome song, Where Are You Christmas? Because just the older we get, and just how I feel like Christmas goes, I don't know, like it's just
that's a good one.
What's yours?
I mean, for me, I like kind of the classic rock ones, the Run Rudolph Runs and the Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time. None of those, I don't really have any Christmas songs I think that have meaning to me. They're just ones I really like, and they just invoke Christmas as soon as last Christmas. I mean, all those. My favorite Christmas song, I think, though, technically of all time, is Jim Carrey's rendition of The Grinch. It is so
that is good.
Like when the original one comes on, I'm just kind of like, yeah. Like Jim Carrey, just his range in everything that he evokes in that song is so good.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I was like, wait, Jim Carrey can sing. And if you've never heard it, go out to YouTube and search for Jim Carrey's version of I Am the Walrus by the Beatles. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It is so good.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, this guy is actually more talented than I ever realized. Another question from Amy. Okay, here's a hypothetical scenario. So imagine this. Friday when you check in at Coronado, confetti drops, streamers fly, and balloons appear. You're the Christmas surprise guest. Your prize is $20,000 that can only be spent on WDW property. How do you spend it?
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Well, we're getting that. We're finally, and this would be absolutely a fraction of $20,000. We're getting that Cinderella Lego castle.
Oh yeah.
I'm getting that for sure. And I would probably go on a shopping spree of Disney items at the Lego store.
Oh really?
A Walt Disney shopping spree.
Yeah, I would do that.
VIP tour.
Okay.
And then we would it'd be pretty, I mean, it'd be hard to do so last minute, I would say, but I would get a VIP tour too, and then say, hey friends, we've got, 10 spots available.
Who can meet
Christmas Eve, who can come down and take everyone? If you had $20,000, do you think you could just show up to Victoria and Albert's and be like, you have a reservation? I know your book says you don't. But wallet says you do.
Yeah, I don't know.
What would you do with it? Would you then stay in Coronado? Or would you say, hey, we're going to go ahead and move resorts?
Oh, no.
I would. 3-bedroom suite at Riviera.
No, I'd still want to stay at Coronado, I think. I would take a minivan everywhere, though.
Oh, yeah. I would do that.
And then, I don't know about the VIP with 10 friends because of our family.
That's true.
And the girls really want...
Well, let's see. Does it say... You know what? I mean, to be honest, Amy, you left a little detail out. She didn't say we have to spend it on this trip.
Ooh, then yeah,
so
we'd come back.
For the future.
That's right.
That would be nice. Star Cruiser.
Yep.
I mean, at that point, $4,000 is
Nothing.
not horrible when you just
yeah.
well, it's still actually, that's the crazy part. That's still almost a fourth of that chunk of change.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nuts. And it is a fourth and more once you get on there and you buy some alcoholic beverages and some merchandise. But yeah, major shopping spree at World at Disney.
Mm-hmm.
You would own all of the ears.
I don't know though.
You don't think so?
Yeah, I'd buy a few lounge-wise. I think more lounge-wise. That's for sure.
I feel like you'd walk in and be like, yeah, I would like ears. And then they go bring back like a couple. Like, how about these? But no, I think you misunderstood.
No,
I would like all of the ears. All right. Anastasia Hess asks, everyone seems to be different. Which do you tend to celebrate more? Christmas Eve or Christmas Day? How will it go with your trip? Do you plan on doing a fancier Christmas meal or more casual?
Huh.
What do you prefer, Christmas Eve or Christmas
I think
Day?
we've always done Christmas Day.
Yeah.
I guess because I've worked for a very long time, and then finally with the girls, I was like, you know what, I'm taking Christmas Eve off.
Mm-hmm.
Because I used to work Christmas Eve sometimes, like a short day or whatever. So, yeah, I'd say more Christmas Day for sure.
If you guys can hear a voice in the background that sounds familiar, I don't know if it's picking up. We changed Waze to include Santa Claus's voice, and our vehicle on Waze is a little sleigh. And it's pretty cool.
Super cute.
Yeah, I agree. We've always done Christmas Day. It's been the bigger, badder thing. All the family comes in. I cook everything from scratch. We open all the presents. People hang out all day. We kind of relax that evening. Christmas Eve, traditionally, growing up, used to be a go out to eat type thing. And then that kind of segued into a just make something at home. Oddly, I almost like Christmas Eve better because when it's over, you still have Christmas Day. Christmas Day, when it's over, you're done. Poof, it's gone.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Because,
That's
like,
my
for
only
example, this year Christmas actually falls on a Sunday, and I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so we will be driving home Monday, and then I will be headed to work.
Yeah.
So that, I think it's going to be more this year is prior. So when we finally get to Christmas being on, like, Friday or even Thursday, that'll be really cool because I'll be off Thursday and Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. No, I hate these Sunday Christmases because then everything goes back to normal the next day. But so we've got like 4 or 5 years until it starts to fall again on that Thursday, Friday, but that's okay. All right, so Lori Immenheiser said Universal Studios has an escape room type of experience with Jurassic Park and Back to the Future. If Disney offered something similar, what movies would you choose for the attraction? So I'm going to turn this into a holiday one. And it has to be a holiday because I think the no-brainer is you open an escape room called the Escape Clause. And it is themed around Disney's, Tim Allen's The Santa Claus, or more so now, the Santa Clauses. And you create different rooms, and maybe it literally does tie to the Escape Clause, Santa Claus 3, which isn't the best of all of them. And you literally are trying to almost, find the clues to save Santa and Christmas from Jack Frost. And I don't know what each room or anything would look like. And I will say, Lori, this is noted for a future theme park shuffle episode, is for us to create our own escape rooms.
That'd be cool.
Is there any other specific... Ooh. Do you have anything in mind?
Well, of course, the first thing that comes to mind to me is Tangled.
Tangled? Okay. What if you made it holiday related?
If I made it holiday related?
See if something comes to mind. What if it's almost a combination escape room obstacle course?
Like Polar Express?
No. Disney related. You're running from and finding out clues to escape a blonde-haired little boy.
Home Alone?
Yes.
Oh, I'm like,
so you have to,
where are you trying to make me go with this?
You almost make it a combination escape room with clues and all, but you're literally also running an obstacle course in a sense as well, where you're dodging these booby traps.
I don't know, man. You'd have to be young and Like,
I'm not saying I could
good
pull it
for
off.
that.
I'm just saying, I think that would be kind of cool. Like, to do something along those lines would be pretty fun. Yeah, if you're going outside of the Disney IP and all, Polar Express could make a really cool one. I mean, it's almost one of those where the entire thing is each room of a train or something, and you're finding clues to get to the next room to finally make it to the North Pole and ring that little bell. Would be pretty cool as well. All right, Brian from Twitter says, "What is your favorite Christmas ornament?" Do you have a favorite? We have a lot of Christmas ornaments.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
It's weird because we pull them out each year. I mean, 80% of them you pull it out and you're like, "Oh, I remember when."
Yeah. I don't know why I love this one, and I don't know if it's just because of my heart and love of horses. And I don't remember where I got it, but I have this little ornament that is a unicorn with all 4 hooves on a little peppermint. And I have loved that ornament since I have been young and ever since I got it. I just don't remember where, when. I don't think there's a date written on it, but it is just, every time I pull it up, it just makes me smile, and I love it. And it's sad that I don't have any, like, major, like, oh, I remember.
I would have never, like...
I mean, of course, all my stitches are, like, my favorites, too, where I'm like, oh, I love this one, or I love this one. But, yeah, I don't know why. That one...
Interesting.
It just... Because every time I'm like... And it always makes me nervous, like, because she is getting so old
It is very
that...
fragile.
I'm like, I mean, it's not like deteriorating, but it is all porcelain, and I'm like, Lord, please, because I would be just devastated if it broke.
Yeah.
And I would try to fix it.
Oh, you could super glue that sucker together. That would have been the last ornament I think I would have picked out that you would have said.
Really?
So that's interesting. I love my Duck and Bunny from Kevin Michael. They got me the one year. It's a fun inside joke, and I have lots of Duck and Bunny items, and I love that ornament. I think one of my favorites I bought, and it's, I guess, after the fact sentimental. I've talked about it in the past. My friend that I grew up with and played music with and lived with for a while, Phil, passed away very unexpectedly, November 1st of 2016. He was right before the Christmas season. It was very hard. Especially because literally the day I found out was the day we were getting everything out to decorate for Christmas, because we're nuts and we do it November 1st. And I remember we were putting all the ornaments up, and I was like, well, something's missing now. So I went online. He was a huge Beatles fan, and I bought a little guitar ornament with all the little Beatles faces on it and said the Beatles, and ordered that from Amazon and got that. And on the back I just wrote "To Phil" and hung that on the tree. And I always, every time our tree sits in our living room, and I've got like my recliner chair right in front of it, and I always make sure that ornament like faces my chair. I think that's like one of my favorites.
I would have never picked that either.
Yeah, along with all our stitches, because I do love those.
Yeah.
And I loved anything that was like, babies first, or, I mean, we have the ornament, when, we got married, that I think either maybe my parents got us, and, it's got the year and our names on it, or there's one of Kaylin's first Christmas in that little green dress. We propped her up on like the coffee table and took a photo of her.
Propped her up. She was almost a year old.
Well, still, they can still fall over at that age. They're done with floppy baby head, but they're still not completely.
She sits pretty well.
Upright. All right, we're gonna move on to some questions from Instagram, and first is at MAR_Bear0528. It says, what changes or additions would you make to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party? My number one change would be to make it cheaper, so we could have gone this year.
Aww.
What would you change just from years past, because we have not been in several years?
Yeah, it's been a little bit. I remember our memories popping up, and we took my parents and everything.
Yeah.
I love how they did change where all the cookies are in plastic, so you can keep them and eat them later.
Yep.
Let's see, what else would I change? The length of it is fine to me, because it's just like the Christmas party.
Yeah, I could maybe see adding some. You couldn't start it any earlier, but maybe you could end it later.
How much later?
I don't know, man. Take that thing to 2 a.m. or so.
Ooh.
Add 2 hours onto it.
For what? What would you do?
Try and fit everything in. I mean, you just can't do it all. Maybe more holiday overlays on rides.
Okay.
Something like that, even if they're very, very simple. I really think it's done extremely well. We absolutely loved the Halloween party this year. We've loved the Christmas party in the past. I honestly can't think of anything like glaring that I would add or change. I just think it's, I would love to see some updates each year, even if they're minor, to the stage shows and the fireworks and such.
Right.
Which will kind of lead us into our next question, because Farron asks, ideas for new holiday stage show at Magic Kingdom. I'm going to go back to the Santa Claus. Now that they're bringing this back to life. You had this whole new 6-part series. They've renewed for a season 2.
Yay!
Like, you could go up and do a stage show that takes you through him becoming Santa all the way to the last episode in the Santa Clauses. Include Jack Frost in there. Include him meeting Carol. And
I feel that'd be like a lot.
It would be a lot, but Disney is so good at taking something lengthy and condensing it. Look at the rides, like Under the Sea or Nemo with Friends.
Okay.
They take an entire 2-hour movie and they condense it into a 3-minute ride, but they still are able to really convey and tell a story. Would you like something like that, or would you like something?
Well, I was gonna say a stage show for every when in work I have decorations for usually every month. Like here we come and then we have I have a winter stuff.
Yep.
So let's do a winter stage show. Then in February you have a Valentine's stage show.
Oh, bring one to each.
Then in March you have St. Patty's.
And
April,
Easter. Would you include those?
May.
Like the Fab Five? Do all the classic characters and stuff?
Sure.
And just create original stories and stage shows for each of those? I'd be down for
Absolutely.
that. See, here's the hard part with this, is because we're coming from the minds of repeat guests. Whereas, so it'd have to be an addition, not a replacement. Because if you have someone that's like, man, I'm really excited for, I'm just going to say Enchantment right now, or the different stage shows that they do, and you come and that's specifically what you want to see, and they're like, no, this one's on Easter. You might be like, well, that's not what I came here for. So it would have to be an addition, not a replacement for.
Okay,
I would think. All right, again from Instagram, Stephanie _Reuter _15. If you could create a holiday treat that they would serve at Disney, what would it be?
Oh my goodness.
Are the peanut butter cookies with the Hershey Kiss in it specific to Christmas? Because that's the only time I have them.
Oh, really? I don't know.
So I want something related to that.
I'm talking like they have a peppermint shake at Chick-fil-A, so maybe something like Dole Whip and peppermint, not the Dole Whip like the pineapple, but like the vanilla and then eggnog or peppermint, and they twist that together, and then with a peppermint bark. I don't know.
That's an excellent idea.
Something like
peppermint Dole Whip, an eggnog Dole Whip, or you could do a swirl.
Sure.
With a shard of peppermint bark sticking out of the top.
Yeah.
I don't think they have anything like that.
Or I don't know if you mix eggnog like the float and then peppermint. I don't know how that would work.
I like that route.
Something like the Christmassy, or like the chocolate be a mocha and then you've got peppermint and then you can swirl that. I don't know.
That would be very good. That would probably be a better one. A mocha Dole Whip and then a peppermint bark Dole Whip, and you swirl those. Or again, you could have all three and do a swirl with eggnog. Or like a peppermint bark cheesecake, an eggnog cheesecake, cookies. I still love my peanut butter cookie with the Hershey Kiss in it. Maybe like a giant one of those with a full Reese's peanut butter cup in the middle.
Oh my goodness!
So it'd actually be bigger than that.
Oh wow! That would be cool.
I just don't feel like peanut butter and chocolate are specific to Christmas, but I only think of those cookies during Christmas time.
Yeah, I don't know why either. It always portrays the Hershey Kisses around Christmas for sure.
They should be year round, I think.
They are, but.
Yeah. All right, Kendall D'Angelo asks, if you could pick another attraction to have a holiday overlay, which would you pick and how would you decorate it? Go listen to the latest Theme Park Shuffle episode if you have not, because David and Logan did exactly that. And of course, they're really good ideas. So go listen to that. But what do you think would be a good attraction at Disney for a holiday overlay?
I almost feel like Space Mountain.
Yeah.
But, I haven't really ridden Space Mountain in a while, so I'm thinking what's something I would ride and then say yes, a holiday overlay. I mean, of course, Frozen.
You can do that
Epcot.
because it's special. Mm-hmm. You could easily
like
change
Olaf
that up.
somehow, like he could say different things.
Yep,
I
that's
don't
a really
know.
good one. I think Space Mountain's a really, really easy one
Yeah.
because you basically put a bunch of star showers on the ground,
Eh.
shoot them upwards, and then you overlay something like Rocking Around the Christmas Tree or Run Rudolph Run. Without taking away from Cosmic Rewind, of course. They do a holiday overlay out in Disneyland with Small World. I think you could do that, and I would love to see
and
Nightmare
Haunted
Before-
Mansion, right?
I would love
Yes.
to see Nightmare Before Christmas overlay come to our Haunted Mansion. I think that would be super cool. Living with the Land already has one.
Yep.
I think it's such a good and simple holiday overlay.
Yep.
I do wish they would do more of that. But again, it comes back to the fact that Disneyland is more of a locals park. They're very repeat guests. It's, nobody's going to show up really to an overlay of a ride and be like, I wanted to see the original. I only come here once a year. Whereas I think that could happen at Disney World, and I believe that's a lot of the reason they don't do more holiday overlays.
I guess that makes sense, unfortunately.
Well, this perfectly leads into the next question, which is from jfansalone.tkd. If y'all were in charge of the Cosmic Rewind holiday overlay, how would y'all have done it?
Well, Jeremy, you can answer this because I am fine with it. But I do understand where you're coming from, and I agree with you, so go ahead.
I don't think you have to change the pre-show. I mean, sure, you could CGI a hat on, Peter Quill or something, but I don't know. You could have maybe filmed a different scene. I don't think the story has to specifically, relate to Christmas. Maybe you could put in some extra words about Peter Quill's favorite time to visit Epcot was during Christmas or something like that. I just wish they would have done what I felt they originally said, which was picked 6 1980s Christmas songs and still had your variation of which song am I going to get. My number one would be Christmas Wrapping by the Waitresses.
Yeah.
I would take an 80s version of Run Rudolph Run, of Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, of Last Christmas might even fit. I don't know if Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time is upbeat enough, but it might be.
Yeah.
So that's all I would have done. I just wouldn't have created an unfamiliar mashup that people just don't recognize. So we will give you guys the girls' full opinion on their very first ride and see if they care or they even notice. All right. Limit_break_dad asks, which of the 4 Disney parks does Christmas the best? What is second? And they said, I'm guessing Main Street alone will win. What do you think out of the 4 parks does Christmas the best?
I don't know. I'm so torn to say Hollywood over.
I think it's hands down Hollywood
I
Studios.
mean, it's hard to say that because
I don't think it's
because
hard.
Main Street is beautiful and because of the castle and the projections and the way, but you've got Tower of Terror and they project and do those, and then it snows on Hollywood Boulevard, and then you've got Season's Greetings, and then you've got the decorations down that main. And then now, I tell you what would completely take it over the top. If they still had Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam,
Oh, yeah.
then I'd be like,
Yeah.
down, done.
Well, here's 2 things. First of all, I think Hollywood Studios wins out is that the decor is throughout the park.
Yeah,
Outside of Jingle
even
Cruise.
Gertie.
Yeah, put a hat on it. Outside of Jingle Cruise, Magic Kingdom decorations are really regulated to Main Street, and they are some of the best. It is the most classic, iconic, most beautiful. But when you start talking about nighttime and parades, other than this week, basically, parades and nighttime shows and all that stuff, you have to pay extra. You can get all the nighttime stuff at Hollywood without paying extra. It's
Right.
included. Sunset Season's Greetings is included. Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam is included. The Snope is included. It's just relegated throughout the park. In fact, I would put Magic Kingdom at 3rd.
Why?
I put Epcot at 2nd.
Really?
Because you can go around the world showcase and have Festival of the Holidays and try holiday treats and drinks from every single country. And Cosmic Rewind has a holiday overlay, and Living with the Land has a holiday overlay, and they're decorating Spaceship Earth right now with holiday colors. You've got all the holiday storytellers throughout. You have the scavenger hunt and Olaf's Traditions. I actually think Epcot takes 2nd place.
Wow.
I know. I would love to just see more spread out through Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
In each of the lands.
I would agree. I would agree with
I
that.
think that it would easily win because now, if you said, all right, you can plop somebody down in one specific area in any of the 4 parks, and they will see the best holiday decor. You put them right there in front of the train station, well, on the other side of the big tree, looking down Main Street of the castle, and that wins every single time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
All right, our friend Lucy from Instagram says, best holiday bar and lounge eats. So we're gonna be a little honest here, Lucy, and we have not done a lot. What I am going to say is if you want the best holiday overlay lounge drinks and treats, you're going to go to Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar.
Oh, yeah.
Who knocks it out of the park year
Disney
after
Springs.
year at Disney Springs. I don't know if we'll make it over there this year or this weekend, but they've got about 5 different signature cocktails all around the holidays. One of them actually comes with cookies. They've got a naughty or nice deviled egg.
Ooh.
Croquetting, Grandma's Revenge, venison sliders, and boughs of holly flatbread. So year after year, they really do it up, and there's really no better place to go, I think, for holiday treats than that.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
I mean, throughout the
Sounds
parks.
good.
Yeah, throughout the parks, there's a lot.
I just started to say, I remember like when they had, I remember when we were with Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam, and we got the holiday hot cocoa.
Oh, that's a
And
great
that was,
flight.
yep, and
We
there
still
was
have that.
different, oh, they do?
Yeah, we can get that tomorrow night.
Perfect.
That's super good. And that's usually at Bill and Men's, but I don't even know if that's open. So I know it's available. I've seen it this year.
Perfect.
So we'll totally get that tomorrow night. It's really, really good. All right, we're going to move on to some holiday traditions. And this sparks from a question that Clayton had. It said, what are some of your longest running and some of your newest holiday traditions?
Longest running will be yours, not mine, but I married into it, eating a cinnamon roll for Christmas morning.
Yes.
And what is that yours too? Like,
Yeah, I mean, that's probably my longest running holiday tradition.
What's
Easy.
your favorite? 'Cause I got to think about
one
mine.
of my favorites. Yeah, I mean, we growing up always got to open one gift on Christmas Eve
Yeah, we did too, actually.
that I loved. I would like to say we carried that on with the girls most years.
Yeah.
Well, we could probably do it this year. We could go ahead and pick one out and do one Christmas Eve. Our newest tradition is traveling for the holidays. That's happening right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see if this becomes a longer tradition.
Yeah.
If we're back home next year. We're not sure. We're going to see how this weekend goes.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, even back to, holiday traditions used to be, Christmas Eve dinner. We used to go every Christmas Eve to Outback with my parents. It was
Yeah.
our holiday tradition until I brought it home and was like, you know what? I'm going to make like lasagna because
Well, and not for nothing, when we would go out to eat, we always felt rushed when we got back because with
Yeah,
the
we did.
girls, we would, do the reindeer food. We'd have to put out Santa cookies. We'd have to read the night before Christmas. We would, there'd be so many things we'd have to do. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, this is too stressful. We'd want to look at lights. That it just made it easier to start having it at home.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel rushed.
Yeah.
And it was much better.
Well, we could do all those things then in collaboration where I was cooking dinner and you guys were making reindeer food or getting cookies ready or
Right.
whatever. So it definitely changed in that matter. Going back real quick, I just realized that we skipped over a little bit where Anastasia had asked, do we plan on doing a fancier Christmas meal or more casual on this trip? We have Whispering Canyon for lunch. So I think it's not going to be fancy, it's going to be casual, but I do feel it'll be very traditional. And we really wanted to be inside Wilderness Lodge. So I just realized in my brain we missed that part of the question, so I did want to go back to that. Watching certain movies has always been holiday traditions, from Christmas Vacation to Elf to all the Santa Claus movies and Polar Express and things like that. We've always enjoyed each year. But outside of that, everything this weekend will be a new tradition, I think. So I'm super excited to kind of see what it brings and see what we enjoy and what we don't. So Olaf went out and asked some of our social media following what their favorite holiday traditions are.
Oh.
And Olivia Robinson said, reading "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" on Christmas Eve to the whole family. Started doing it in 2007 when I became a mother. Got the idea from Christmas Vacation. Was that something that you guys did growing up in your family? Did your mom or dad read the night before Christmas to y'all?
I feel like they did.
My mom did every year.
Yeah, and we did with the kids.
We did. Yep.
So
are we going to do it this year? We'd have to just look. We didn't bring a book. We'd have to just look it up. Do you?
I mean, do you think
you could recite?
I just started saying, do you think you could? I think I could.
I think we could get probably about 95%. Maybe we'll try it.
Do you want to try it now?
No, I don't. I think that's such a wonderful tradition, and I think it's one, that I would want to carry on forever.
Yeah.
Even when the kids are out of the house, we'll call them or FaceTime them almost. Be like, hey, we're doing this. Stephanie Pitt said, we make frikadellen, small German meat patties for dinner. Something my mom has done since I was little. That sounds straight off of Olaf's traditions.
The Kringle Crock.
Yes, I love that. Send me that recipe. I want to try that. If you're allowed to share it, I don't know. She said, this is my favorite thing I've ever heard in the entire world. Then I read how the Grinch stole Christmas to Taylor before bed. Taylor is her husband, which we've been doing since we started dating almost 10 years ago. That is, if you know Stephanie and Taylor, they're the sweetest, most adorable couple. Taylor is a tattooed, big bearded man, and that is the cutest thing I've ever heard, that she reads that to him, because I can just imagine him in his onesie Grinch pajamas, like all curled up under a blanket by the fire while she reads it to him, and he just has this face of glee and joy. It's, oh my gosh. Will you please take photos of that this year, Stephanie, and send it to us?
Yes, please.
We won't share it, but that makes me so happy.
Yeah, that is adorable.
Absolutely amazing. I think that's my favorite thing. Brian Owen says, every Christmas Eve, my daughter and I go to my parents to wrap the gifts for my wife. Originally at Grandma's, but when she passed away, we started doing it at my parents' house. Have cookies and wrap in the morning, one of my favorite things. I love that too, because we got into a habit that it'd be actually going back to traditions where we wrapped almost everything Christmas Eve. And we would lock ourselves in our room and we'd pour a drink and we would wrap gifts up until like 1 a.m. We played Jim Carrey's Grinch Stole Christmas. And it got to the point where a week before, Rhonda would be like, should we start wrapping gifts? And I'm like, no. This is a new tradition that we do it last minute, like a bunch of fools, and we complain about it every Christmas Eve.
And here's the reason why. Because
so
we still get up. Jeremy still wakes us up at like 6:30, 7 o'clock at the latest. I feel like we don't. It's not like we sleep in till like 7:30, 8, 8:30. No. Like if that was the case, I think I'd be like totally down with it. But I was like, I'm exhausted.
Yeah,
like
a very short amount of sleep.
Yes.
Well, you know what? They're all wrapped this year, and we're ready to roll.
Woo!
We can sleep in on Christmas morning. That ain't happening, I can tell you that much. All right, from MAR_Bear0528. Exchanging family gifts on Christmas Eve, one at a time, has always been my favorite. It's a special tradition that allows us to spend time together and really enjoy seeing everyone, even though the thoughtful gifts we're giving one another. Everyone opening the thoughtful gifts we've given one another. I love the one at a time.
Yeah, I do too, because when I was growing up, I do believe that we just kind of like all opened, like, this one's mine, and then
5 minutes later, Christmas was over. Yeah, we started once my brother and I got a little older. That's what we did with our family of 4, was we would sit around and go, all right, Mom goes first, then Dad, then Alan, then me. And we would just rotate throughout that until we were done, basically. And, of course, my parents always did a really good job. They'd even out the gifts between my brother and I, so nobody was ever opening more than the other person.
That's awesome.
It really did. It made you enjoy, and you got to see what people were getting and the excitement on their face as they opened it. Now, I totally get when you've got younger kids, you're not going to have a 2 and a 4-year-old like, all right, sit down, little Billy and Jan. You guys you open Billy's.
But if you teach them and they kind of like,
come on, they're running out and ripping that stuff open, and I don't blame them.
I mean, it depends on the way you teach them.
But that was exciting too, though. Like, I liked sitting back and kicking my feet up and watching the girls just rip through their stuff. And then when they got older, I was like, all right, now let's enjoy it. Let's become a part of that gift opening process.
Yeah.
So I do enjoy that. From Instagram, Farron says, weird ornament contest.
What?
A weird ornament contest. I like that's what you should tell Erin to do with the future ornament exchange that she would do every year.
Do a weird one?
They have to be weird. It's almost like a white elephant ornament exchange. I would love to see the weird stuff that people could come up with.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Farron, share some of the ones that you've gotten. I would love that. Stephanie _ 15 says, what my family has started doing since moving to Memphis, Tennessee is every week going and doing one of the holiday activities that they have around the city. Stephanie, I'm super jealous of that.
We haven't even done St. Augustine yet.
Yeah, it's something that we promise we're going to do every year, that each week we're going to find some local activity. Those get relegated to Thursday through Sunday. And then a lot of times, you know, all our weekends were busy, so it's like we didn't have time to do the different stuff. Like, I wanted to go to Sykes Farm.
Right.
I wanted to go see Nights of Lights in St. Augustine. Now, that runs for a couple weeks. We could still do it.
Right.
Turning Point Academy down the street that lights up the church, you know, parking lot that you drive through. Like, we always say we're going to do that stuff, so I think it's super cool that she makes a specific point.
That is cool.
Because I miss that type of stuff.
Yep.
Kendall D'Angelo says, we make overnight French toast. It started when my mom found the recipe online many years ago. It has now become a Christmas must in my family.
That's awesome.
I love that too.
Yeah.
That's kind of like our cinnamon roll type thing. I mean, to the point that we're going to pick up a cinnamon roll on at least Christmas Eve to have it available for Sunday morning, right?
Let's try and
Yep.
We did what?
Well, I was just going to say, we actually made them last year, and they had to sit overnight, and the next morning Jeremy got up and put them in the oven, and oh my goodness, that was super cool.
They were better than Cinnabons.
Yeah.
We used to get Cinnabon specific every year. That'd be part of our Christmas Eve tradition, was go to the mall, fight the crowds, and get the Cinnabons ready for Christmas morning.
Yep.
Well, look at this. This is all just lining up because Katie Elizabeth Stevens says homemade cinnamon rolls on Christmas morning. My mom made them every year and only on Christmas. I'm making them this year for the first time for my daughter.
Aww.
That's awesome. And see, that's a tradition that they'll carry on probably forever and ever.
Yep.
So absolutely love that. JFansalone.tkd says, Rhonda's going to love this one. Watching A Christmas Story at 8 p.m. Christmas Eve. My parents loved watching it growing up, so it just stuck. We'll continue to do it as long as we can. Thoughts, Rhonda?
Good for you.
I don't
that
understand.
Is so
I watched
nice.
it. I put it on yesterday.
Oh, good. Good for y'all.
I love that movie.
Good.
That's another one of those. It just feels like Christmas to me. Just hearing the narrator makes it feel like Christmas to me. I wish that you liked it. I'm just going to put it on the TV in the room on TNT Christmas Eve because it runs 24 hours and when we're not there. All right, Lucy says we watched the Christmas episodes from our favorite TV shows on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. New Girlfriends, Modern Family. That's awesome. That's one that I would love to do, like, throughout. Like, there's so many on Disney Channel, or Disney Plus, I mean, like, from different Disney Channel movies. Like, I could see spreading that out throughout the holiday season. Like, once a week, you pick 2 shows that have Christmas versions.
Right.
And watch them with everyone.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That'd be super awesome. And then limit_break_dad says, making a gingerbread house with my daughter. It just happened organically. By the way, what does that mean? Organically. It just happens. You don't put it out in the world to say, we're going to make this happen. It just kind of happens. We make gingerbread houses every year. It's not specific to like a day, like Christmas Eve.
It's just, those are like, I was telling everybody with my Christmas season, I feel like, you know, we wrap gifts together, we look at lights, we watch Christmas music, movies, listen to Christmas music, we make goodies together, whether it be cookies and peppermint bark and all kinds of stuff. And my memories were popping up, and I saw gingerbread houses, and that's where I was like, we didn't do that. All right, we got to do that. And then I feel like, and I hope that I did everything that I wanted to do. That is my Christmas season. So now that we're going out of town to Disney, which has been a Christmas tradition for, I feel like, 5 years at least. We've been
going to Disney
up until like
before Christmas,
Disney, up until like the 21st. Like, I haven't looked at memories today, but I think it was like 3, 4, 5 years ago we were at Disney.
Yeah.
At the 21st.
Yep. Yeah, so that certainly was a tradition.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this year has felt weird because it almost felt rushed because, like, I feel like Christmas should almost be tomorrow, We still have a couple days
I'm
left.
excited that we have a few days
Yeah,
left.
so that's going to be super cool. So love all those holiday traditions. Again, if you did not get a chance to share, go ahead and share once we post this episode. We are almost to Universal, so we are going to finish with a fun little game of Christmas this or that. This came from our friend Amy. She sent this over to me. We're going to choose our perfect Christmas day. So, Christmas Day, sleep in or early rise for presents?
Sleeping.
Early rise. Hosting Christmas or visiting others?
Now visiting others.
Does others count as Disney? Because
I don't know.
I would rather.
Maybe.
I would rather host. I would rather host than go to someone else's house.
You wouldn't want to go up to my parents next year in the cabin?
I'd rather host. I'm a hoster.
Okay.
I like hosting.
Okay.
All right, Christmas with family or Christmas with friends?
Family.
Agreed. But I also think it'd be fun one time to do both.
Yeah.
And I think that would be when the girls are at an age where they're adults themselves, that it's just one big thing of family and friends that we're back to doing it at home. We're like, everybody just come here.
Okay.
I think it would be super cool. Dress up for Christmas or PJs all day?
PJs.
Agreed. I would go with that. Are you going to wear PJs to Magic Kingdom on Sunday?
I don't know.
I'm going to wear them underneath 18 other layers of clothing. Open gifts one by one or open gifts at the same time?
One by one.
Agreed with the one by one. Presents before dinner or presents after dinner? Who is waiting until after dinner? And who's eating Christmas dinner? That's actually a great question. Is Christmas lunch or Christmas dinner?
Lunch.
Yeah, we've always done lunch.
Yep.
Go out for dinner or dinner cooked at home?
Technically dinner cooked at home, but
If we're home.
if we're home.
Yeah. We're not,
So
we're not
obviously
cooking in
we're
a hotel
going,
room.
right, obviously we're going out.
Traditional Christmas dinner or whatever takes our fancy.
Traditional.
I'm taking my fancy.
How are we married?
I don't know. Dinner before Queen's speech or dinner after Queen's speech?
Queen's speech?
This is apparently in English, this or that. We'll just, table seating plan or sit where you want? We kind of do a combo of both.
I seriously sit where I want, but
Well, I feel like
you
we
almost. Well, I feel like people.
we got to a point where like people just knew where they were sitting.
Yeah, I just started to say they just kind of like.
But I don't think we ever
Sat
assigned
down.
Yeah, but I think they just knew where they were sitting. Christmas Day TV movies or Christmas Day games?
TV movies / parade,
Yep,
please.
I like that. So that was another tradition growing up. My brother and I would invite whoever we were dating over at the time on Christmas Eve, and we would play Christmas games.
Oh my
with
goodness, I
parents.
remember that because I'm
Do you remember that? You're so, like-
nervous.
Yeah? Why are you nervous?
Because I don't play games and then I'm not good and then I'm not very smart. So I was like, oh wow, they're gonna really.
We threw you to the wolves on that one.
Yeah, you did.
All right, finally, everyone stays over or peace and quiet overnight.
Peace and quiet overnight.
I will say one of my all-time favorite things has always been when everyone's left the house and girls probably went to bed. You maybe were getting ready for bed. All the lights are off except for the Christmas tree, and I would just sit back in my chair and just kind of just like take the day in one last time.
Yep.
Well, thank you everyone so much for listening and joining. We hope that you have a very Merry Christmas. Happy
Merry
holidays.
Christmas. Happy
We're going to go ahead and
holidays.
wish you a Happy New Year right now. We will be back next week, though. We will be doing a review of this Christmas trip that we are now partaking on. We will be at Dockside Inn and Suites in about 11 minutes. So we're super excited to, have this weekend and share everything with you with our very first Christmas experience. If you want to hear that, hit that subscribe button. You get those new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. And a final holiday gift to us would be for you to just, leave us a rating and review.
Because it'll help our show grow.
That's all we've got. And we'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.